as of today. I'm sure I speak for many disgusted and disgruntled readers when I say, why can't you just shut up and go away? Charley Webb sat staring at the angry letter on her computer screen, not sure whether to laugh or cry. It wasn't just that the letter was so nasty that had her feeling so unsettled. She'd received many that were worse over the years, including several this very morning. Nor was it the almost hysterical tone of today's letter. Again, she was used to reader outrage. And it wasn't the wildly overused punctuation either. Writers of angry emails tended to view their every sentence as important, and therefore worthy of capital letters, italics, and multiple exclamation points. It wasn't even the personal nature of the attack. Any woman who devoted 1,000 words to her recent Brazilian wax had to expect attacks of a personal nature. Some, including a few of her colleagues, might even say she invited them, that she prided herself on being provocative. She got what she deserved, they might say. They might even be right. Charley shrugged. She was used to controversy and criticism. She was used to being called incompetent and lightweight, as well as a host of other, more unflattering epithets. She'd grown used to having her motives questioned, her integrity impugned, and her looks dissected and disparaged. She was also used to being told it was those same looks that had gotten her a byline in the first place, or that one of her more famous sisters must have pulled some strings, or that her father, a highly esteemed professor of English literature at Yale, had used his influence to get her the job. She was used to being called a bad daughter, a worse mother, a terrible role model. Such slurs usually rolled off her lovely shoulders. So what was it about this particular email that had her trapped between laughter and tears? What about it made her feel so damn vulnerable? Maybe she was still smarting from the fallout from last week's column. Her neighbor, Lynn Moore, who lived several doors away from Charley, on a once decrepit, now verging on fashionable small street in downtown West Palm, had invited her to a so-called passion party just before Christmas. It turned out to be a variation of the old neighborhood Tupperware party, except that instead of a variety of heavy-duty plastic containers on display, there were vibrators and dildos. Charley had had a wonderful time handling all the assorted objets and listening to the hyperbolic sales pitch of Passion's perky representative. And this seemingly innocuous string of beads, well, ladies, let me tell you, it's nothing short of miraculous. Talk about multiple orgasms. This is truly the Christmas gift that keeps on giving all year round. Then performed a neat evisceration of the evening in her column the following month. How could you do this? Lynn had confronted Charley in person the day the column ran. She was standing on the single step outside the front door of Charley's tiny two-bedroom bungalow. Charley's column was scrunched into a tight ball in her clenched fist, her fingers curled around Charley's paper throat. I thought we were friends. We are friends, Charley had protested, although, in truth, they were more acquaintances than actual friends. Charley didn't have any actual friends. Then how could you do this? I don't understand. What have I done? You don't understand? Lynn had repeated incredulously. You don't know what you've done? You humiliated me. That's what you did. You made me look like a sex-crazed fool. My husband is furious. My mother-in-law's in tears. My daughter is beside herself with embarrassment. The phone's been ringing off the hook all morning. But I didn't say it was you. You didn't have to. My hostess, Lynn recited from memory, a 40-ish brunette sporting tight capri pants, 2-inch crystal-studded nails, and 3-inch heels, lives in a charming white clapboard house filled with fresh-cut flowers from her magnificent garden. A large American flag waves proudly from the tiny manicured front lawn. Gee, I wonder who that could be. It could be anybody. I think you're being overly sensitive. Oh, really? I'm being overly sensitive? I invite you to a party, introduce you to my friends, pour you not one, but several glasses of champagne. For God's sake, Lynn, what did you expect? Charley interrupted, annoyed at having to defend herself. I'm a reporter.